so your
Party. You.
Alright, so
Party tomorrow.
Your thoughts on facing the champion?
Tevin was very good tonight. Do you know what? He was stronger than I thought he was going to be. Very slick opponent. But we knew that, you know what I mean? When I got the cup, I went off the game plan a little bit. My plan was catch the jab all night long and mainly make him miss his backhand. I've done very well in the first 2 rounds. We were trying to counter that backhand every time we try to either commit with him or work the body a little bit. But what I wasn't expecting was that cup. And straight away the corner said, that's deep. Make sure you win these next 2 rounds in case it did go to the scorecards, you know. So then we had to push forward a little bit and just we swayed off the game plan really, you know what I mean? And it was like, after that I was trying to, in sparring I was trying like 2s and 3s, you know, explosive 2s and 3s. And then because I was trying to win them rounds, I started working on most of the earlier rounds. Whereas that wasn't the plan. The plan was to every round pick it up. You know what I mean? But because of the cup, we rushed it a little bit. And listen, he's a world-class opponent. He's had to defend the title so many times. But it was enjoyable. I had fun tonight. You know, it was good. Good fight.
Tevin, with this fight, do you think going into the 11th round, do you think that you would be yourself?
Sorry.
Well, when I seen him hurt, I thought I could, but I had messed my hands up like in the 4th round. It swollen, so but, you know, true champions, we fight through anything, so I had to push through it. But I mean, I know guys at this level, it's not gonna be easy for them to go down, you know. So you gotta keep pushing, and you gotta be in shape to go 12. And I was in shape. I was in hella shape. He was in hella shape.
Luke?
I got nothing but respect for this guy over here. Like, I mean, I know what kind of fighter I have in Tevin Farmer, but this guy gave a blueprint on what you do when you get a chance to fight for a world title. You give 110% of what you have, and I have a lot of fighters that should watch this performance to know, you know, if you go in there and you do everything you can do and you do the best you can, nothing else you can do. So this guy should be proud, and I told him that after the fight, that he came in and he executed the best he could, and he didn't get the decision, but he earned the respect of the entire boxing world. Anyone who saw that fight who doesn't respect this guy doesn't know anything about the sport.
The thing is, this is an entertainment business. You know what I mean? I'm here to put a show on. I'm here to work hard. If I had left that ring with an ounce of energy, I would have been annoyed at myself. I put it all on the line tonight, and we pushed forward. And I pushed so much, I even drained myself a little bit. You know, like I went off the game plan, but at the end of the day, I put it all on the line. And at the end of the day, all you can ask for a man is to give it his 110%. And I gave him my all the day tonight. Tevin just was the better man tonight. And I'm just happy I put on a good performance. And I left it all in there tonight, you know? Like I said before, be a warrior.
How bad were you hurt in that 11th round?
Do you know what? It wasn't even that it was, obviously I was hurt, I was a bit rocked, but it was more my eardrum went, so my balance was off. It was like, physically, mentally I was alright. Mentally I was with it, but my eardrum was just burst, and I've never experienced that before. So my legs were a bit all over the place. I was like, psh, this is new, you know what I mean? But it's good to overcome those things, because I'll be back stronger. Next time when it happens, I'll know how to deal with it, you know, things like that. Boxing's all about progressing, pushing yourself to the limits every single time. If you're not pushing yourself in the boxing more, then what's the point in being in this sport? I don't want to fight average people, I want to fight the best in the world. And I've done that tonight, and I put on a good performance. It just goes to show that I'm only 26, I belong in there with the best in the world.
Tevin,
You know what I mean?
Tevin, was the body attack bother you?
Say that again?
The body attack, his body attack, he kept it up the whole fight. Did that bother you at all?
I ain't slow down, no. Nah, I'm a tough guy. It's gonna take a lot to stop me. Yeah. He was doing good work to the body, but it didn't phase me, no.
Tevin, how do you grade your performance tonight?
I mean, a true champion, even if you have an A performance, you're gonna always say it's a C or B. You know what I mean? I feel like there's always room to improve, you know? So I'll give myself a B minus, C plus, somewhere around there. I don't think I'm gonna ever give myself an A.
Tevin, you said your hand messed up in the 4th round.
Yeah.
Is that anything serious?
I don't know, I'm not a doctor. But no, I'm gonna go to the doctor and see, you know? I don't think it is. I can move him pretty well. But I mean, we gonna see. Time going.
Just as long as his hand's alright to wrap around a Philly cheesesteak tomorrow, then I'm happy. I want one of them bad boys. My hands are sore, he might have to feed it to me.
Tev, can you just describe the atmosphere and just like the first title fight in Philly in 16 years? You know,
Oh
how do you
man,
feel?
that feels great. I mean, coming from where I come from, I started boxing at 19 years old. You know, I'm only 28, and it was a lot of guys way before me that had opportunities or could have did the same thing. And for me to just come up and tell my promoters, Luther Better, hey, Aaron, like, listen, I want to fight in Philly. And for them to respect that decision, man, it's a big thing. And I'm happy and I'm grateful I have a team around me that we work together as a team, you know. In this business, usually promoters just be like, this is what we doing, this is what we doing this, we doing that. And Friday, I'm like, okay, because, you know, we fighters. But I have two promoters that's willing to work with me, and they respect me, and I respect them. And it's more than just a business.
Well, with that being said, you have Lou here,
Yeah.
Eddie here, you have everybody in the room here. There's been mentioned that, you know, Eddie, you said there was a possibility of the $5 million offer for Tevin to fight
I actually didn't say that. Someone else did.
Okay, excuse me, someone else said it. Well, your thoughts on that?
My thoughts. My thoughts are is that Tevin Farmer's got to be looked after financially. That's what we worry about, not Gervonta Davis.
Gotcha.
The whole world wants to see that fight. But Tevin's worked himself into a position now where he's a valuable commodity in the American fight game.
Okay.
You know, he's had 3 world championship defences in 4 months. Tank's had 3 world championship fights in about 5 years. You know? So we'll be going back and sitting down with Lou, and there is a mandatory for Tevin as well to deal with, but that's the fight. That's the fight that will secure Tevin's legacy in the sport, not just his financial legacy, but his actual legacy. And as well, I want to say well done to Jono Carroll. And you know, he's never really boxed at the level of Tevin Farmer before in his career, and he stepped up and he boxed at world level tonight. It was a world-class performance from him. And I think he's going to be a big star in America because I think he knows how to play the build-up, but he's always entertaining in the ring. I think the fans are going to love him. And I want to thank Philadelphia as well, because that was a fucking hell of a show.
Shit, there was a lot of Irish in
There
there.
was a lot of Irish, but there was the Philly guys come out, the Irish came out, the Polish come out. It was just a great feeling.
I also want to say this: the DAZN deal really has served Tevin's interest in terms of what he wanted from his career. Because when you got some historians in the room like Nigel Bernie Fernandez, you guys know this. How many times in recent years have you seen a guy have 4 world title fights in 8 months?
Not at all.
Not anymore. Well, I was going back to try to figure out the last time a champion had 4 world title fights, and I couldn't find it.
Henry Armstrong.
You got to go back a while, and he's had 4 world title fights since August of 2018, and that's a great thing. Like that's a great thing for him. It's what he wanted to do. He wanted to be an active champion. It says a lot about Tevin Farmer and the fact that he's always in the gym and he's dedicated to his craft. But you know, DAZN's given him the opportunity. You know, we got him the title in Australia in August. He's now defended it 3 times in 6 months. That's great. You know.
I was hoping he was going to be born out. You go banging on that.
Right, guys, 2 more questions from the floor.
Tevin, O'Connell landed a lot of body shots tonight. Did that push you at all?
O'Connell?
Oh,
It's Carroll, mate.
Carroll, I'm sorry, Carroll.
well, I'm like, I pulled Greg. I got hit a lot. I thought I pulled Greg.
I was just wondering if you would push.
No, I dictate the pace in the fight.
You went to it, son. Don't lie, you went into it.
I boxed when I won. No, it's over. I'm gonna give him his cheesesteak when we out. I boxed when I won it. I went to the body when I won it. Inside, outside. I did whatever I wanted. You seen the fight, so I think you should be able to really determine that. You seen what I did.
Last one, yes, sir, back.
Kevin, it wasn't help you prepare for a fight this Russian fighter.
Where my boy at? Where he at? Where my sparring partner at? We right there on.
I think
Oh yes, I heard.
Oh
that,
yeah,
man. You gotta tell me about it.
yeah. That's the one who he helped me. Big thanks to him, man. I don't know if he got a promoter or not, but y'all should look at him right there. That's the guy that helped me. But Jono Carroll gave up a good fight tonight. You know what I'm saying? We put on for Philadelphia. Hopefully we can do it again in Philadelphia. Not man him, but of course somebody else. No, seriously, not funny. But he put on a good fight. You know, he had 16, not 16. I'm tripping. He had 16 pro fights, and it showed tonight. I'm at 34. You know, being a veteran do mean something. You know, I feel like he gonna learn from this fight because there's not a lot of guys out there with the skill set that I got at 130 pounds, you know. And one thing that he did wrong tonight was he threw his load, you know. And he threw his load. I just feel like he needs to slow down a little bit, pick his shots more, and he be better.
The coach looking at me because that's exactly what the game plan was.
That's what he did, you know.
I
Guys,
listened to him.
round of applause for these two.
Cheesesteak in the morning. Casey now. You as well.
Keep going, Connor.
Man is all right, Joe.
Hey, Eddie, thank you, man.
Katie Taylor to the table, stage. Quiet please in the room, or
Jono Carroll.
off you go if you're talking. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, now I think our final press conference of the night. A round of applause for now the WBA, WBO, and IBF.
Rose said yesterday at the weigh-in that she was here. I think implying that she was here to fight, and she kind of proved that I think tonight, right?
Yeah, I knew all along she was going to come to fight. She's a very proud champion and a champion. She was everything I expected. I think tonight she definitely came to fight and that got the best out of me as well.
Was it the toughest fight of your whole career so far?
Don't know. I guess all the fights are close enough.
She punched hard.
She definitely had a bit of pop on her right hand.
Early on.
Yeah, for sure.
And what, like, I suppose we've seen you in kind of high-level contests over the last 3-4 fights, world title action. They've gone to points. You came close to stopping Wallstrom, but was it extra special to get it with the stoppage at the end?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was the icing on the cake they did to actually get the stoppage. I knew she was on her way out, and sometimes it is very tough to stop these opponents at this level, but definitely was great to get the early stoppage.
Eddie had us on a stoppage bonus,
Yeah.
like the UFC.
4
tonight. I
million.
didn't tell
4 million.
Katie, yeah.
4 million.
So we had to stop her in the first round.
4
That was the problem.
4 million yen.
Is 1st of June still okay? Like, was it a tough contest tonight? It's a bit of a short turnaround.
The 1st of June is perfect for me. The road to Undisputed is still on. That fine for June is the one I want next, and yeah, if we Joshua Undercard will be absolutely perfect.
Did you watch Pursuing on that rainy YouTube stream the other night?
I didn't actually see the fight. I was so focused on this fight, but that's always going to be a tough fight. I mean, she's a long reigning champion, and it's going to be a very physical fight. That's going to be a cracking fight.
Eddie, I remember you telling me in the past that you're not, out there campaigning for women's rights. You always say that women's boxing, when Katie Taylor is involved, is just boxing. That being said, this probably seems like the last kind of roadblock fight out of the way, and it opens the door now for some massive fights for Katie. Pursuing, Serrano, Cecilia Brackis, perhaps down the line. What's the kind of game plan from your perspective going forward?
Well, I mean, I think when I had a meeting with Katie recently, she told me off because I said that. I said, "What have you got left?" Like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. She said, "Well, like, I think you said 7 or 8 years or something like that." So
it was the look she
was,
gave you.
but the thing is how fast do you want? I mean, she could fight Pursoon on June the 1st. She could fight Serrano in September. She could, so, you sort of bust in the flush, if you like, early doors, really. So Pearsoon is the fight that's available. And when you get a chance to make an undisputed fight like that, you really have to jump. There's no perfect time for everybody. It just comes together. And there seems to be a chance to do that fight on June the 1st. And it's never looked like it was possible before. But I think that Pearsoon, not just with the money, but also with the undisputed tag, with the Madison Square Garden, it's hard for her really to turn down that opportunity as well. And I think if it's presented to Katie and Ross and Brian, Katie's going to say, but she's not going to turn it down. She wants that fight. She wants to be the undisputed champion, and that's securing her pro legacy really to do that. She's already won 3 world championships. But interestingly, 2 of the people that she's beat, or 3 of the people she's beat now, have moved up and won world championships at light welterweight as well. So the class she's been mixing in has been top end. But Pearsoon is, I think Pearsoon is, perhaps a tougher fight than all of the people that you mentioned, to be honest.
What is it about Pearsoon that you think makes her a little bit tougher than?
She's like a female Carl Froch, someone told me.
She's
awkward style.
All her, she just punches non-stop, I guess. She has a high work rate. It's hard. It's definitely going to be hard to look well against those kind of opponents, but
Great experience, champion a long time.
That's definitely the fight I want.
Do you think that kind of a test tonight was more boiled then going into a challenge the size of Pearsoon? Like, probably from the fans' perspective, but from the observer's perspective, we probably looked to see a challenge. We saw a little bit from the Castro, but tonight, we had a dangerous fighter. Is that the exact kind of test you need going into these bigger fights?
I think so, yeah. That was a great stepping stone for him tonight. There was a lot of talk about these big fights for the last few months, but I knew I had to get over this fight tonight. And there's a lot of pressure on me tonight as well, and that's to actually overcome that pressure, those nerves, is perfect preparation for those kind of fights.
Sorry, yeah, well, the gentleman with this fantastic dicky ball.
Yeah.
Katie, welcome to Philadelphia.
Yeah, thank you.
I was excited about seeing you fight here.
Yeah.
But I'm watching you fight, and I look at your punch selection, and I'm looking at Johnny Tapkett, and I'm looking at Mike McCollum, how you punch into the body. What are some of the fighters you watch to develop such excellent technique to the body?
I've watched everyone really. The likes of Marvin Hagler, Marco Antonio Barrera, Costa Zoo was one of my favourites growing up. The likes of Sugar Ray Leonard, and I just love watching historic fighters really. I watched a bit of everyone.
Katie, that jab and then you turn it over to a body shot, it was a really beautiful thing you did throughout the fight. Is that a combo that is one of your favorites to throw?
I don't even remember throwing one.
Yeah, it worked out very hard and that's perfect.
That was a perfect game plan. Yeah.
In terms of nerves, Katie, you were talking about it there a moment ago. Would you say you were more nervous tonight than any other time in your pro career? Or was it?
There's always nerves before every single fight, but I did realise the importance of this fight and how big this fight was to actually get the bigger fights down the line. So.
And how comfortable did you feel throughout the whole fight?
I felt very comfortable. I was well prepared for this type of challenge. She was everything I expected her to be, and I felt like I prepared great for that kind of fight.
I saw you box Kevin Farmer.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't believe woman can handle him.
Yeah.
My guy box 10 rounds.
Right.
John give him hard work.
Yeah.
2 more rounds.
Well,
I was impressed, really.
Thank you
You
so
know
much.
what? I asked Eddie when you're gonna fight for 4 belts.
Yeah, that's
When
right.
June the 1st.
Yeah.
And you're gonna kiss her.
No, the next
Yes,
question is
thank
when
you.
she's going to fight.
For 4 belts.
man.
She had 3. No, she did.
Conor
McGregor.
I know
What
She'll
what
be the
Conor
first.
you are.
She'll be the first one to fight.
Okay.
McGregor. Conor be good.
Yes, sir.
Has there been any preliminary discussions with Pursuit? Because I remember several fights ago, Eddie, you were talking about that you were concerned that Pursuit may be a little too comfortable fighting in Belgium.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it, but we have a deal in principle, and she's come out, and the team have definitely shown an interest and given us an in principle deal to fight on June the 1st. I wanted just to get tonight out of the way because I didn't want to start signing contracts and until we got through tonight. So they'll get one on Monday, and if they're true to their word, which I believe they will be, then it will be announced in the next 2 weeks.
So ideally, after, if, Katie was victorious against, Pursuit becomes undisputed, would Amanda Serrano, would that be this year, or does it?
This year, Serrano's contracted to fight Katie. Now, we've been in a deal with Matchroom and DAZN and Lou. She's due to have one more fight, which will be in May or June, and then fight Katie Taylor. So we hope that that happens as well.
Would that be a headline event, you think, Eddie?
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, I do. I actually do think, yeah, in New York.
As long as she doesn't chicken out.
Serrano.
Yeah, as long as she doesn't fight him.
She's got to get revenge for the sister.
Someone would need that.
Would you ever like to fight in Las Vegas, Katie?
Would I?
Would you like to fight in Las Vegas? It's the one city you haven't.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that sounds great.
You'd hardly make it that far, Sean. What? You'd never find your way to Las Vegas, Sean. No way.
All right, guys, round of applause for Katie Taylor. Well done.